Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Thursday, October 31st, 2024. After being caught shoplifting at O'Reilly's Auto Parts in 29 Palms, a man was arrested on suspicion of being a convicted felon in possession of a weapon. On Tuesday night, just before 10:30 p.m., San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies responded to the O'Reilly's Auto Parts store on 29 Palms Highway in 29 Palms. They say that store employees identified the suspect as Dylan Medlin, 28. Deputies say that they contacted Medlin just before midnight near the intersection of 29 Palms Highway and Encilia, and he was found to be in possession of pepper spray. Dylan Medlin was arrested on suspicion of being a felon in possession of a weapon and theft, and is being held at the West Valley Detention Center on $30,000 bail. On October 22nd, we reported on an investigation within the borders of Joshua Tree National Park in the Whispering Pines region near Covington Flats. Reporter Heather Clisby recently spoke to a park ranger who offered clarification on the matter.
After residents of Covington Flats alerted officials of the Joshua Tree National Park about what appeared to be construction vehicle traffic along Upper La Contenta and Covington Flat Road, they took a closer look. Whatever they found sparked an ongoing investigation that has stopped that traffic for now. Subsequently, the park's investigation led to a halt in the construction of a structure on a private parcel within the park, known as an inholding. In speaking with Z107.7, Jeffrey Filosa, Chief of Visitor and Resource Protection, wanted to clarify.
We were enforcing a violation of a permit related to the road going up there. We don't have any stance on the actual construction that's going on at the property. We don't regulate what happens on private property. We're not doing any enforcement as it relates to construction that happens on the piece of private property.
Filosa wanted to make clear that JTMP did not halt the construction itself, only the commercial vehicle and special use permits that were being used to access the site. He also reiterated the reality of property rights, which also applies to inholdings.
We have no method to actually halt the construction, nor would the park take a stance on that. It's their private property. They can do with it what they wish.
While Filosa could not provide nor confirm any details of the investigation, the violation is likely related to alterations or damage to park roads and/or park land that abuts the privately owned parcels. Filosa noted that while the idea of owning a private parcel within a national park sounds like a dream to many, the reality is much more complex. No electricity, no water, and little to no road access.
You just better get comfortable with dealing with the federal government a lot, because we require a lot of permits to do things. That's just the way it is. There's a lot of regulations that come with a national park. National parks in general, we have a blanket prohibition on commercial use. Every commercial anything that goes on in the park is permitted by us. It's not like we allow it and only restrict some things. It's blanket prohibited, and we permit certain activities to go on. I mean, in commercial use, that covers a lot of things.
And while hypothetically the owner of an inholding could legally fly and land a helicopter on their private parcel, the logistics of that being the sole means of transport are not feasible for an entire construction project. Reporting for Z107.7, I'm Heather Clisby.
Today is Halloween. The Yucca Valley Elks Lodge 2314 will be holding a trunk or treat event tonight from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. They're calling it fun for the whole family and the whole community. The Elks Lodge is located at 55946 Yucca Trail in Yucca Valley. Landers Cavalry Chapel will have their annual Hallelujah Night from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. This is a free event open to the public, but children must be with a responsible adult. There will be free food, games, candy, a 14-foot-high slide, and free raffle prizes. Landers Cavalry Chapel is located at 55474 New Dixie Mine Road in Landers. One family is bringing huge scares to the high desert this Halloween. The Dudra family has a history with the holiday. The Dudra brothers, Jason and Philip's wife, Judy, have turned the yard of their home on Hanford Avenue in Yucca Valley into a haunted maze that will strike genuine terror into those who dare enter. Judy Dudra explains the origins.
Why have you built a haunted maze?
We've been doing it for the last 20 years.
because his mama, my husband's mom, started the whole thing back in LA, and then they moved here in 95, and then she started doing it in her yard. Just small little stuff, with all the decor. And then in 2018, she passed, so we wanted to take it and keep her legacy living. So every year it gets bigger and bigger.
The Dudras took me through their elaborate maze in the bright sunshine of the afternoon, and still, I was very nervous. I was amazed at the hard work and creativity that went into rooms and corridors, featuring a vortex, haunted dolls, animatronics, hydraulics, and even a Stranger Things-themed courtyard blasting Kate Bush. Bloody props, giant moving monsters, and eerie sound effects and special features fill the winding corridors built into an otherwise typical Yucca Valley backyard. Even without the darkness, lighting effects, or actors jumping out of hidden corners, I was still quite startled and even jumped off the ground at a few key points in the maze. I'm walking through the maze right now. I'm walking. Philip Dudra explained that he wanted to bring Halloween events in the vein of Knott's Scary Farm to the high desert, saying that many kids in our community couldn't afford to go to big-ticket Halloween events, and he was one of them. He is thrilled to bring a professional-level, fun, and absolutely scary haunted house experience to everyone in the high desert.
It takes them about three months to get it together, and every year it gets bigger and bigger. So,
and this is just walking through it in the daylight. I jumped a lot. I got quite scared. So yes. I imagine that this is a lot scarier at night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So big lines. It's free, but you accept donations?
Yes.
Okay.
Completely free, 100%. Anything that's donated does go to props and decor for the maze for the following year. That's how we are able to keep on building.
The Dudras said they couldn't do what they do without help from friends and family. You can experience the results of their hard work and visit the haunted house tonight at 7041 Hanford Avenue in Yucca Valley. Little ones are invited to a toned-down version of the haunted house starting at 5 p.m., but once the sun goes down, expect a more frightening experience until 8:30 p.m. And if you miss it tonight, the Dudras' haunted house will be open again Saturday night. Yet another option for Halloween night. Comedy sketch group The Skeleton Crew will host a costume party variety show at Art Trap in Joshua Tree. Attendees can expect a burlesque performance by Harley Harper, live music by Cat and the Deacon, and sketch comedy by The Skeleton Crew, a slimmer version of Kevin Bones' usual group, The Laughing Bones. Tonight's show will be at Art Trap in Joshua Tree, 61961 Sunburst Circle. The Skeleton Crew will give a repeat performance followed by a live band Sailor Ripley on Saturday at the Palms, 83131 Amboy Road in Wonder Valley. Both shows are free and start at 7 p.m. Bring your costumed dogs out this evening to the Tiny Pony in Yucca Valley, where I'll be hosting their 3rd annual dog costume contest. Sign-ups begin at 5 p.m. and the contest will be at 6 p.m. Prizes, including gift certificates to Tiny Pony and special treats and goodies from High Desert Tales, will be given to the best-dressed dogs, to be judged by the proprietor of High Desert Tales and Z107.7's own Kim. And if you're still up late tonight, tune in to Z107.7 at the stroke of midnight for my terrifying scary music special. Joshua Tree's own drive-in concert venue, Mon Petit Mojave, will be celebrating the Day of the Dead tomorrow with a sunset show. And online news editor Robert Hayden wants to make sure you get your RSVP in.
Mariachi Quinto Sol will be back on stage for Mon Petit Mojave's 5th annual Dia de los Muertos show tomorrow evening. The drive-in concert series has been putting on pop-up shows here in the high desert since 2020 when the pandemic necessitated some distance. Now those shows continue on the same beautiful outdoor stage with the same spirit of bringing more music to the Morongo Basin community. So as the sun sets this Friday, Mariachi Quinto Sol will be celebrating the important day with their music, which is a blend of traditional songs, lively originals, and new twists on old favorites. And for the first time in the concert series, there'll be some magic light visual effects by Third Circle Visuals. Cozy up with some fresh-baked pan dulce, and there'll also be NA drinks available to purchase. All proceeds go to support the nonprofit. These shows are truly unique to our high desert, so if this sounds like an amazing evening, don't sleep on RSVPing for the show. You can visit monpetitmojave.com/RSVP or see a link at this story at Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
And finally, Election Day is this Tuesday, and tomorrow the Z107.7 Up Close show will take a close look at the candidates and the issues. Host Gary Daigneault will outline national, state, county, and local decisions on the ballot. He will explain the confusing California propositions. What do they say? What do they really mean? And who benefits? Local candidates will be invited to call in and give a last pitch. It's all about the elections this Friday at 10 a.m. on the Z107.7 Up Close show. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z1077 Local News, I'm Jeff Harmatz.